I spoke about using ChatGPT to augment problem solving and how it can be used and how it was important in our industry to start to adopt and use these tools such as ChatGPT and these other large language models. I think now it's time for me to just show you what one of those prompts can actually look like. Again, I'm Dan Feliciano from OpEx90. I teach Lean Six Sigma training and certification, among other things, right? I have one of the best strategy bots out there on ChatGPT. It's getting rave reviews. Hundreds of people have used it from what I understand. So it's very exciting. If you're a consultant and you're going onto a client site and you haven't done a strategic assessment for your client before you go in there and start pitching them a deal, you might want to go out there and take a look at that strategy bot and do some great things. We're talking about Chat GPT and how it can be used in brainstorming in particular, how it can support you. But before we do that, I want to come back to the critical things we're going to see needed in the future here, right? In this age of AI and automation, there are some skills that are still going to be in great demand that businesses are looking for. At this point, if you've been watching my videos, you should know what those skills are. Critical thinking, right? I did a whole video. Search wherever you go, search and find that video. A great video on what critical thinking is. I even created a little quiz. In the future, I will drop a quiz out there for you to take a look at and complete to see if you're a critical thinker. You think you are? Maybe you are, but I bet you can't pass this quiz. Complex problem solving. Again, the world is full of great complex problem solvers, except maybe in government, right? But what does complex problem solving mean, and why is it so important to businesses? Of course, data literacy, which includes statistical thinking, data analysis, innovation, and of course, strategic thinking. All skills that are going to be timeless and needed by many organizations. I just want you to think about this for a second. Imagine this, you close your eyes. Good, close your eyes. See, I have my eyes closed. Go ahead and close your eyes for a second. Just chill. Chill, right? You're in your office. Chill. You just keep your eyes closed. Make believe you're in your office. You know, there's all this buzz about AI and automation. Just keep chill. Close your eyes, right? You're in your office. You're at your computer doing your thing. All of a sudden, you get a tap on your shoulder. Your boss says, "Hey, come with me. We need to have a quick chat." You say, "Okay." You're at your office. You still work. You know, you're not thinking anything about your boss. No, no, we need to chat now. Another tap on that shoulder. Are you anxious or are you happy? What kind of emotions came? If you felt a little anxiety in there, it's time to skill up, but you need to really think about what's going on in your future. So those skills are going to be required. We're going to talk more about those skills. And believe it or not, when you think about critical thinking, complex problem solving, data literacy, data analysis, and of course innovation, those are all things we cover in our Six Sigma programs and that you should be actually be looking for. Right. And there's a lot of people out there just gathering certifications, but we want you to be able to develop this competency. So today, what we're going to talk about, and feel free to drop it in the chat window here, any questions you might have. I'm going to share with you a very simple chat prompt so you can understand what it looks like. Now, I'm running Chat GPT 4.0, 4.0, right? They it stands for Omni Channel, I believe, or Omni. It's the newest version of Chat GPT, and I have a whole workbook full of prompts that we can use for problem solving and strategic planning, Lean Six Sigma operations and business improvement that I have. I mean, a slew of them that I actually rely on to help me round out my thinking, and that's a good way to think about that. But what I'm going to share with you right now is I'm going to just demonstrate how you can take a simple phrase, a simple thing that you're interested in, and get support. So imagine this: we are looking at how long it takes to render a decision on a healthcare claim. Let's say we're interested in healthcare claim turnaround times, and they've gone up 50% for some reason or another, and we need to brainstorm potential ideas. Well, of course, we would gather a group of people together with us, subject matter experts, and we would have an actual measure in place, and we would have mapped out the process and gathered some data to analyze. But let's just skip ahead here for a second and say, we just want to, before we get into the mix of things, just brainstorm using Chat GPT of some things that could be a potential cause of why a healthcare claim might take too long to render a decision on. So what we're going to do here, and I don't do this often, I need to share. I'm going to share a screen with you, but I need to make sure I share that right screen. So I'm going to open up. Already wrote the prompt. Save us some time. I took a look at the prompt. I already wrote it out. I'm going to copy that prompt from a Google Sheet. I'm going to drop it into Chat GPT, and you're going to see what we can do all sorts of great things with it. So if you have any questions, this is a live demo of how you can brainstorm using Chat GPT. So let's go ahead and share that screen. Oh, I might screw this up. Hopefully I won't. We're going to share my screen. Bam. I'm going to show you the script in Google Docs. So right now, you can see the script that I'm talking about, and let's just make this bigger for us, right? I can increase the size of this. We'll make this much bigger so that you can read it. And look what I have written here. I said, I'm working on a healthcare revenue cycle management project. Great. The length of time it takes to render a decision on a healthcare claim has increased 50%, right? And you're gonna say, "Oh, it's due to regulations." If you're in the government, you're gonna say, "I need more people, I need more money, I need more staffing," right? That's government problem solving for you. But let's say we're a healthcare company, we need to think more deeply about this. Help me brainstorm some potential causes to evaluate, create a detailed fishbone diagram of potential causes that can result in the increased time to render a decision on a healthcare claim. Now, folks, that sounds fairly good, doesn't it? So again, your prompts can only return information that is as good as information that you feed into. So let's go ahead and copy this. We're doing a live demo here, folks. I haven't done this already, so I have no idea what it's going to bring back, but I'm sure all of us will be kind of impressed by what Chat GPT brings back. So let's go back here, and I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to come back to that window. So I'm back. I'm going to go into Chat GPT. Now, I'm running Chat GPT 4.0. You may or may not have it. I understand there's a free version of it. Again, if you haven't taken the time to learn and develop the skill, you're going to be in trouble. Especially if you're in a role that is basically rules driven or managing timelines or something that is already codified and written, right? Because all that, those chat bots are going to be able to do fantastic things. So I'm going to share. I'm going to open up my Chat GPT window in my account here. Bam! I'm going to create a new prompt. Now this is Chat GPT 4.0, and it's not a big deal. Instead of taking the time to recreate the prompt, I'm just going to paste it in here. And here it is. I'm working on a healthcare revenue cycle management project. The length of time it takes to render a decision on a healthcare claim has increased 50%, right? Help me brainstorm some potential causes to evaluate. Create a detailed fishbone diagram of potential causes that can result in the increased time to render a decision on a healthcare claim. Kind of redundant, but I want to make sure ChatGPT understands what it is that I'm looking for. So we're going to hit that little button and off it goes. It is off to the races. Now, what it's done here, it automatically defined fishbone categories for us. And now it's starting to drop information and potential causes into each of those categories. Oh, this is great. It is giving us a fantastic starting point to consider. And what I understand is this new Chat GPT 4.0 may even create a diagram for us to reference. I hope not. I didn't expect this, but it looks like it's going to do so. It's rendering. You can see it's I know that means it's rendering an image here in the middle. You got that little mountain, and it's rendered some sort of decision that, doesn't matter. It's not great. I wouldn't use it anyway, so I probably should have said, "Do not render an image." Well, let's take a look at what is said. So check this out. Creating a fishbone diagram, also known as an Ishikawa cause and effect diagram, can help systematically identify and analyze root causes of the increased time to render a decision on healthcare claims. Here are some primary categories. Remem- Come on, now this is pretty cool. Remember, we talk about the bones of a fishbone diagram? If you're old school like me, you have man, method, material, measurements, mother nature, uh, and so on, machines, right? So here it developed our categories. Fishbone diagram, here's a detailed list of potential causes within each category: people, staff training, staff shortages, employee turnover, communication, communication among between departments, low staff or morale, low staff morale, processes, the workflow, inefficient workflow or process bottlenecks, claim verification. So look what it's done. It has gone into fairly good detail, and just by asking it some questions, you can see it has created what is a basic fishbone diagram. Now, you may not think that's the coolest thing in the world, but this is a fantastic starting point for what it is that we're actually looking for. So, how many of you have ever considered or thought about using ChatGPT to augment your brainstorming? Tell me that wasn't cool. So let's dig into this. And if you have any comments you want to make, just go ahead and drop them in that chat window. I should probably see them in the chat window, but let's go back into ChatGPT and ask it to provide more details on a specific category. If you're in the chat window, what category would you like to see? I'm going to go back to the screen. I'm going back to share my chat GPT window, which you can see. Now, let's scroll back at what we have here. And let's see. Let's look at processes. So, believe it or not, we can ask chat GPT to think of three alternative causes for each one of these. So, why for each process processes, flow, and so on, potential causes, right? For each processes, potential causes, you can see a potential causes, put the processes up there, right? For the processes, potential causes.